Did you put yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all live. This one you got to turn around. Yeah, there we go. Here we are.
All right. Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
We finally made it.
We finally made it.
How are we doing?
She's Lais, and I am the coach for everybody that is new. And I think the last time that we did the show, we promised not to wait so long again, and we did.
We should stop making promises.
We should stop making promises. But we also, I think the last time that we were on the show, we had just done immersion.
Yes.
Right? Is that what we did?
I think it was before, actually.
Really?
I think it was before.
All right.
We're about to do immersion.
We did immersion, and we're about to do it again. We've had quite the few weeks, no?
Yep.
So I don't remember if we talked about immersion or not, but I'm thinking that we did.
I think so.
And so let's fast forward.
Let's.
The WBFF season officially started. It kicked off.
Yes.
We had the first show of the season in Orlando.
Yep.
And it was a great weekend.
It was.
I think that everybody was just on this, is it going to happen, is it not going to happen type thing, because of last year.
Mm-hmm.
That whole...
the whole thing that happened last year.
Yeah.
In the
that
world.
whole thing. What I was going to say is like, that is this show going to get canceled? Is that show going to get canceled?
Yeah.
A lot of people last year were prepping and then just never got on stage, because either the show would get canceled or the venue would cancel.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting year to say the least. But the first show of the season is in the books. It happened.
Gives everybody
There were
peace.
winners. There were people in shape.
Mm-hmm.
So the season has officially kicked off.
Yep.
What was your take on the weekend?
I think that a lot of the people that I saw show up were people that couldn't do the pretty much only show of last year. So people had, more time. I think the competition was super high because of that.
I thought so.
It was a really, really great show. It was one of those things exactly like that. Like, it was like, okay, it happened. So we're good to go in 2021. And at the same time, like, the people that showed up they looked amazing. It was just so good to be in that energy this year.
I agree. I think that the build up to the show happening, even the build up, I think that a lot of people were preparing for the show,
but unsure.
not really knowing if they were even going to do it.
Guys, and that's such a shitty feeling because it's so hard. It's hard to do it when you know it's coming. And
I think on this side of the table, I think that a lot of times when you're unsure if you're even going to do it, you just can't go all in.
Yeah, it's
because
really
you're
hard.
Approaching each workout like, well, is this workout even going to matter?
Yeah.
Do I even really need to eat this meal?
Is this outing really a bad idea?
Right.
Because what if I never even step on stage?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's rough.
So I think that approaching it that way, where maybe you feel like you're just unsure if the whole thing is even going to take place, doesn't allow you to go all in on it, because you're approaching each workout, you're approaching your diet 50-50, because you're like, well, if it doesn't happen, then at least I'm okay because I really didn't go all in on it.
Yeah.
And if it does happen, then you kind of didn't go all in on it. So,
it's hard.
It happened. First show's in the books.
Yeah.
And again, like anything else, there were people that went all in on what they needed to do, and they got it done.
Mm-hmm.
So
it looked amazing.
So we are excited for what we are expecting to be an amazing 2021 season.
Yep.
So we are looking forward to that. We have the list of shows that we are going to be at. The next one that we're going to be at is in Orlando also. And then from there, in June, our world tour, which is really just in the U.S., continues. Our U.S. tour. We'll be in Vegas next for Worlds. In August. I think that we've looked at a few of the other shows that we may go to, but as of right now, after that, we will be in Miami in November, and then we will wrap up the season in Atlantic City, in New Jersey, in December.
Yes. And like you said, we may sprinkle in Dallas or Atlanta or, you know, a couple of nearby shows.
Yeah.
But for
That's still a possibility.
the moment, those 4 shows are the ones we're going to be at.
We have, we've looked at those. We have athletes in all of those shows, a number of them. So we'll be there. We'll be doing our thing. You know, we'll be doing the photo shoots and all of the cool stuff that you've all seen on videos.
Yes.
So after that weekend, what do we have right after?
Right after what weekend? The June weekend?
Yeah. Did we go to Miami right away? So we decided. So look at this. So we were chatting.
Look at this.
Check this out. So we were chatting, and we were saying, how cool would it be to go down to Miami and have like a reunion workout, like. Reach out to everybody that used to work out at our gym, come to the boot camp, and how cool would it be to go down there and just like have a workout day?
Yeah.
Were we going for something else?
No,
we were not. We were just talking.
We were talking about that.
Because we've had stuff lined up every weekend, and we had a free weekend. So what do you do when you have stuff lined up every weekend and you get a free weekend?
You line shit up for that weekend too.
You line shit up for that weekend, right? Because why would you rest?
Why would you stay still?
So she mentioned that, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. I said, why don't we email everybody?
Yeah.
So quick note, if you're not on my email list, get on it, because that's how you get that information.
Yes.
So I said, let me
not
email
just that
everybody.
information, but you send out some really good stuff.
I think so.
You do. Anyway, keep going.
I emailed I said, let me email everyone and see what people think, because ultimately, if we're going to host a group workout, it's for you.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
So I said, let me email everybody and see what they think, and if it sounds like a good idea, then we'll rock and roll. And then we look at it, the logistics, and sure enough, like right away, people were like, I'm in.
It was so cool.
We posted it in our Facebook groups. We have different groups, and sure enough, so then we were like, all right, so do we do 1 day? Do we do 2 days? We have some of our athletes that compete are in Miami, so we're like, why don't we do some in-person posing as well?
Yeah.
You know, so we mapped out 3 days of posing and training.
Yes.
And we went down to Miami, and we had boot camps on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We got to see a lot of our old friends, people that would work out with us at the gym. We got to meet a lot of the people that we coach virtually.
That we had never met before.
Because in this virtual world that we're in, we continue to coach, we continue to deliver, but a lot of times, depending on the distance, you don't meet a lot of people. Like last year, we had clients that we had prepared for that show that we had never met in person.
The Miami show.
Yeah, well, you see everything through pictures.
Yeah.
Pictures, video, conversation.
There were a few of them we had never met.
But in the flesh, you know. So we went down there, we met a lot of people. We saw a lot of our old friends.
Yes.
We rocked and rolled just like we used to do back in the day. We went through 3 workouts, and everything flowed smoothly. She got to coach some people with posing in person. You know, when you're in person, you can move people around.
Yeah, it's different.
You know,
you can get it done either way.
Move your shoulder, move your hip, you know.
You can see a lot of the details.
So you can see a lot of that. That's always super cool. We got to eat at some of our favorite spots in Miami.
We hadn't been to Miami since November, so.
Very true. We haven't been to Miami since November, since the show.
So 5 months.
But we had dinner at Dr. Limon in Miami Lakes.
Epic.
We stopped for Misha's Cupcakes.
Must. It's a must.
We went to the Miami Lakes one. I got to get some coffee at some of my spots.
Even coffee?
We had breakfast at Tinte Cafe. They just opened a new
Miami
location
Shores.
in Miami Shores.
Also epic.
We used to have to go all the way into
Coral
Gables. Well, originally, the original one was in Brickell. I started going to them 12, 13 years ago. The best coffee
ever.
The best café con leche, period. In my opinion. Because then you get the people that want to argue, no, my place has the best. I'm like, look.
That's my favorite sandwich.
That's my favorite.
They have my favorite sandwich.
They have amazing sandwiches. It's super cool. And they just opened a new one in Miami Shores. So we were staying in North Miami. That's where we had the classes. It was literally 5 minutes from us. So that was super cool. We went there twice for breakfast. We went to Pizza Pazza. Where's that? Is that Brickell?
Also North Miami. No, it's like Little
It's
River.
crossing.
It's close to downtown.
I don't know where the cities start and stop. I don't know what light is Little River, downtown, Brickell.
But it's right in that area.
But it's right by Publix. In that area.
That's a great description.
Yeah. Anyway, they've got super delicious
Italian food. It's so good.
And they're open till like 4 a.m. Even during...
And they do karaoke.
The first time that we went was a year ago. It was the Sunday before the quarantine actually started.
Yeah.
And it was the most interesting.
It was very
and after that, we've been there a couple times. Yeah, but it is one of our favorite places.
It's the place that we actually went to after the Miami show with everybody.
Yes, if you've seen... We
did a team outing and did karaoke.
It was the only place that was open.
Yeah.
So if you've seen videos of our team outing after the Miami show, that's where we were.
Yes.
So if you're in that area, all those spots.
Even if you're not in that area, if you're in South Florida, you need
to
go.
Super delicious food.
Yeah.
We highly recommend. Not that our recommendation, we're not food critics, but we're food critics.
We love food and outings.
Anyway, so that was a super busy day because we did 3 classes back to back. Saturday morning we did a 9 a.m. workout. We showered, we got dressed, we drove for 3 hours to go to a birthday party.
In Orlando, from Miami to Orlando.
Right? We got to that birthday party around 4 o'clock or so. We were there for 2 hours.
We had to leave by 6.
Because at 6:30 we had to be somewhere else in Orlando. Junior Sensei had a fight. Junior does karate, for you guys that don't know. Junior is very involved in karate.
Very into it.
It is his thing. And his sensei was fighting. It was Saturday night fight night, and
we had to go support.
We left that party and we went right to that event. And our night didn't end until like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So it started at 8 a.m. in Miami and ended at 10 p.m.
Yeah. So needless to say, Sunday we were shot.
We were so tired.
But that doesn't stop anything, right? So the party continues, and this week we've had some hellacious workouts. We have a lot of timetables on the docket. Competitions are getting closer. Things are getting serious. Training has
shit is getting
kicked
real
up. We are rocking the house. Some of these workouts are next level. The other night we went to train. It was like 9:30 Wednesday to do legs.
You guys.
And it was
it's not normal.
Awesome.
That's how you're going to describe it.
It was awesome. And
it was awesome.
She was not ready.
I was not ready.
And sometimes that's better. Because a lot of times you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, I never know what's going on, by the way. Like, he plans the workouts, and the extent of my knowledge is like, it's leg day. Or, you know, we're going to do like pushing, or we're going to pull. That's it.
Like you push a door open.
I'm like, what's push again? Chest, shoulders, and triceps. Okay.
So a lot of times people don't understand push-pull. So pushing is like when you push a door open, and pulling is like when you pull the door. A lot of times, some of you get to a place and it says push, and you pull, and it doesn't go anywhere. So that's what that typically means.
Yeah, so push day, pull day.
Yeah, so our current split is like that. We have a push, we have a pull, and we have a leg day, and then we rotate through that continuously.
So I only know that much. It's push day, it's pull day, like it's leg day.
Right.
But I never know exactly what it consists of, and I was not ready for that at freaking 10 o'clock at night on Wednesday.
Right, but we rocked it. And then in between that, we have sprinkled in some circuits for a variety of reasons. One, to keep movement, you know, a little bit higher than normal.
Yeah.
Number two, it lets us hit maybe smaller body parts or different body parts with a different tempo or different sequence of exercises.
Yeah.
It keeps things interesting. It keeps the body moving, and a lot of times people get like in these boxes of what they're supposed to do or should do or could do, and for us, like, a circuit is a nice opportunity to break a sweat.
Yeah.
To move
different body parts all at once.
Train a little bit faster than normal.
Yeah.
Do multiple body parts at once. So it keeps it interesting, and I think that sometimes what may get missed is that we like training.
Yeah.
Right? And that's one of those workouts that kind of just wakes you up.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that because you know how like sometimes with the food, I always say like there are foods that are for your body and then there are foods that are for your soul.
Yes.
So for me, like with the working out, it's the same way. Like the strength training, heavy bodybuilding style workouts that we do at the gym are for the body. And the circuits that we end up doing here for me are for the soul. And I don't know if it's because like that's like my first love of training, you know, like I love doing circuits. That's all I ever did up until this year, really. So for me, like I love the heart rate up and the breaking of a sweat and, you know, like just full body situation. It feels good. Like you said, it wakes you up.
Right.
Versus, you know, so it's two different types of things, but it's been nice to implement it. And I have a thumbs up. Someone's with me on there.
So, and another thing is like a lot of times one of the things that I tell people is like, you've got to find a thing that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
A lot of times you're dreading the workout, right? And it sucks to go do anything that you're dreading, right?
Yeah,
whether it's your food
sure.
or your training, like, you know, activity is activity. And when you have a goal, there are things that you may have to do, right? You know, I use examples like if you wanted to run a 5K or a marathon or a half marathon, you have to run, right? So whether you like running or not, if you've set that goal, then you're going to have to run at some point, right? So you either have to reconsider your goal, but if you're like, no, I want to do this marathon, like, great. So you're going to have to run at some point. Yeah. If you're running, if the way you feel about running sucks the whole time, then you're just not going to enjoy that process very much. Yeah. And that's a terrible way to do things, in my opinion. Yeah. But overall, I think that it's really important as a human to move, to exercise.
Feels good.
And I think that one of the ways that a lot of people could accomplish that consistently is by finding something that they enjoy doing.
Yes.
Whether that be walking or dancing or yoga or Zumba or Pilates or weight training. Yeah. You know, instead of trying to figure out what the best one is, the best one is going to be the one that you're most likely going to do consistently. Yeah. So find something that you like and do it all the time, right? Mm-hmm. Now, is that one thing going to give you all of the results that you want? Probably not, right? Just like the running analogy, right? If you want to be a good swimmer, running isn't going to help a lot with that, right? It might help the conditioning of your heart, it might help with endurance, but you've got to actually swim. Yes. Right? You've got to bike ride if you want to be a person that rides their bike for long distances. And swimming and running are not going to help you with bike riding. So you've got to find the thing that you enjoy, but then make sure that when you're looking at your goals, then everything is in line with that.
It's got to match. 100%.
So, and I think that the same thing happens with food. You know, a lot of times, most of what I see is that people pick their diet based on their friends, their coworkers, their family. Mm-hmm. You don't know how many people I talk to like, oh, I tried keto because my sister did it and she lost 10 pounds and I hated it. And I'm like, then why'd you do it? Like, well, because I wanted to lose the 10 pounds. Like, well, you could have found another way to do it. Because what happened with the keto? Like, I did it for like 2 weeks and then I stopped. It's like, well, you wasted 2 weeks.
Well, that's a whole other episode of just the notion behind suffering and dieting. Or reading something and doing it, or your friend did it and doing it. Like, we can go on about that forever.
Anyway, find a thing that you enjoy. Yes. Find a thing that you like. We like the circuit style training. And again, if done inside certain parameters, because you could kick that up. Like, you could ramp up a circuit and it can destroy you. Mm-hmm. Or in our case, what we've been doing is that we've been using it for metabolic purposes. Yeah. Kind of to get the blood flowing, kind of get some of the kinks out. A lot of times you feel sore and a little movement starts to get some of those muscles going, some of that blood circulating, works through some of that soreness. And a lot of times it just wakes you up a little bit, you know?
For sure.
So that's why we do it. And then for time purposes, I think a lot of times you can get a lot done when you're circuit training. Like if you pick 5-6 exercises and you're going from one to the other, especially if you're pressed for time, you can get a lot done. So, but that doesn't mean that we don't do the other stuff. You know, as a matter of fact, after we do this, we're going to eat and we are going for our pull day today. Yep. You know? So anyway, Next on our docket is Immersion 2.0.
Yes.
So,
oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
For those of you
I
that
wish
are
it was this weekend already.
For those of you that are watching or listening, because we are on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, the other ones.
I don't know anything about that. That's all.
We're on all of them, I think.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. So if you're listening or watching,
Can't escape us.
and you don't know what Immersion is, Immersion Weekend is an opportunity for some of the people that we work with to come and spend 48 hours with us and immerse themselves in their process.
Yes.
Or in the process, right? And what that means is they arrive at our home and we start with meal number one. We make meal number one in our kitchen. We give, it's an opportunity for us to talk and educate about how to prep your food, what to use with your food, seasonings, cooking, like all the different things that you can do.
Getting creative with it, thinking outside of the box,
right?
Because you should enjoy your food.
Right after that, we talk a little bit about, maybe some of the things that have been present with them or on their mind during their journey or their process. After that, we work out here at our home gym. We take everybody through a workout. We do it with them because we're gonna go do battle with you. After that, we come back, we put together lunch. Everything that we do is based on the plans that everybody is following. But we put together lunch in our kitchen and again, go over a lot of the things that people miss inside of their journey. And one of the big ones is taste. Yeah. A lot of times people don't enjoy their food because they are under this impression that when you're dieting or when you're trying to eat right, your food should be bland, and nothing could be further from the truth.
Nope.
So we make lunch right here. And then last time what we did is we went into some Q&A. We talked about supplementation. We talked about training in different environments, how to get over social stigmas when people are pressuring you, when people don't understand your journey. And then after that, we had a little afternoon pre-workout.
For workout number two.
For workout number two, because it's 2-a-days while you're here.
Yeah.
And it was a completely different workout, which set everybody up for an evening out on the town with us, because part of making sure that you're on a sustainable program is being able to participate in social encounters.
Yes.
And those social encounters could be with friends and family in someone's home, or they might just be you going out to dinner.
Yep.
Right? So we took everybody out to dinner, and again, maybe you're not sure what you could get or should get when you're out. The last thing that I would want someone to do is go out and order a salad, right?
Yeah.
For a few reasons. Number one, if you're going out to dinner, then you should enjoy where you're going, unless a salad is your jam, right? Maybe that's what you were looking forward to. But number two, a lot of times a salad has even more calories. So
that's what I was going to say.
But basically the premise behind us taking everybody on an outing is, hey, no matter what your goals are, and we have people that are training for race. We have people that are training for the stage, getting ready for competition.
Yep.
No matter what your goal are, going out to dinner on a Saturday night is not going to set you back.
Nope.
If you look at it in from a much bigger lens and a much bigger picture.
Yes.
Sunday starts again, back at our home. We make meal number one here. We do workout number 3 together. We chat some more. And then we get ready for workout number 4. Then we go over some more things, prepping your food for the week, how to get ahead. This time we're going to be talking about a lot of other things with everybody that's coming. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm just telling you
about what we did last time.
We're
changing it up for 2.0.
But basically the idea came from this. I've been coaching people for a long time, and one of the challenges that I always had is that you talk to people for the duration of their session, right? People would come to our gym, they're there for an hour, and then they leave. And a lot of times I would say, hey, I should have said this, I should have mentioned that. Or they would leave and say, oh, I could have asked this or that. So the main idea was to not be limited by time. Yes. And have the ability to kind of interact with everybody without the time constraints of once the session is over, we're done.
Totally.
And then also have the opportunity to see that other people are on the same journey, other people on the same path, other people going through the same experiences, and then hear their perspective and see how, a lot of the same things apply, and a lot of people are going through the same stuff, have the same questions. But the main idea was to be able to spend more time with everybody and answer a lot of the questions that we just never do, because most of the things come up inside conversation.
And to be able to experience it together too,
right.
You know, like to be able to experience the cooking and the eating and the training.
Yeah, like we put out a recipe book, but her making the food that she put for her recipe book is not the same.
Right.
I send somebody a workout, but me physically taking you through the workout and doing it with you is not the same.
It's a chance for you to really get the most out of what you're already doing.
Right.
Not to mention, you know, everyone left so recharged and so full. Like their cup was so full because they literally spent their whole weekend just immersed. Like there's no other word for it. In their journey, in their process, in this thing that they're doing for them. So yes, being able to share that with other people. Like we had people leave with different goals. Right. And
that was super cool.
They like kind of chatted about different things. So being in the room with other people that are doing the same thing as you is always so powerful.
We always talk about being in the room or being in the right room. And that's kind of a metaphor for a lot of different things. You know, you've all heard, seen, you know, you're the sum of the 5 people, or, you know, tell me who your friends are, or whatever.
Right.
Being in the room is very similar. It's like if you're in the room and you're able to absorb a lot of that energy, have those conversations, then it does open your mind in a different way. It does give you different perspective, and it does give you the opportunity to look at things from a much broader lens if you're being filled with information that can help you. Because everything that we talk about or coach is about sustainability, making sure that you can get whatever outcome you have, but also you can keep it.
Yes.
Because it 100%. Doesn't make sense to put in
all that work, all that time.
Right, and then not be able to keep it because you did something that you just can't hold on to. So what better way than to say, hey, you can eat all these foods and they can taste delicious now that you just started your journey, and next year when you already arrived. You can train like this. There's other levels to train. You can train harder.
There's always another
level. You can go out to dinner Saturday night, no matter where you are in your journey, whether you're getting on stage in a month or you are running a race in a month. You know, food is something that a lot of us use for a lot of different things. And I say it all the time. People celebrate with food. People love with food. People gather with food. When you're sad, people eat. All food is involved in most of what we do as a society. So what better way than to have the opportunity to present it in a lot of different ways inside of the coaching parameters that we are in, which is, you know, trying to deliver better health, better fitness, and so on. So that's coming up again for us. And then we don't have another one for a while.
We're not doing one until September or October. The schedule is not going to allow it until then. So
we have lots of competitions. We have tournaments with junior. We're out of town. Like there's just not time to do another one until the fall.
But one of the things that we're going to do, and we've talked about this for this next immersion, which is next weekend, is really kind of like document it and share it, because I feel like the last one we were obviously caught up in doing it, right? And I really want to be able to share with everyone exactly what that weekend entails. Because I think it's so cool, and I feel like it doesn't really matter how many times we describe it. Sometimes people may or may not fully understand. So I'm really excited to get a lot of behind the scenes.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think, and I could be wrong, but I think that a lot of the reasons that people don't understand a lot of things is because everybody's moving so fast. And not really paying attention. You know, the other day we were watching something that it's like, and I've said it several times, people are listening, and what they're doing is formulating their response. Right? Most people are going so fast that they don't take the time to absorb and to listen. You know, a lot of times, even a podcast, right? Like it's one way, because we're just talking. We're on video, or you're either watching us or you're listening to us. So if in the middle of a lot of the things that we're saying, you get lost and you're like thinking about something else, then you may miss that, right? So I think that what happens a lot of times is, even with the people that we coach, we put out information, we put out a video, we'll write something, and a lot of it gets missed because people are going so fast,
Moving too fast.
and they're not present in what they're doing, that they miss the opportunity to either one, absorb the information, or two, really understand it.
And guys, like, honestly, now that you said that, that's so funny, because that's a lesson and like a thing that everyone should adjust in their life in general. Like, if you're just going through the stuff and you're just moving so fast and you're not absorbing and you're not present in a podcast or in a whatever it is that you set out to listen to or watch, then most likely you're doing that across the board in life. You're getting through the workout, you're getting through this meal, you're getting through this conversation, you're getting through this shower that you got to give your kid. You're just going through it and you're getting through it, and it's like, where are we going?
Right.
Like, why are we rushing to get through stuff as if we have something? I know we all have a lot to do all the time, but if we don't slow down and we don't get present, we miss it. We noticed it.
We noticed it the other day. There's been a few different times where we've been doing something and just habitually pick up the phone. It's like the habit of picking up the phone and either scrolling through something or looking for something. So you're not able to grasp all of it. The other night, as a matter of fact, that leg workout, right? She was laughing during her leg press, and I was telling her, I'm like, if you're able to laugh, you're simply just not going heavy enough, right?
It was heavy. It wasn't heavy. It was just a lot of reps.
If the fear of that weight isn't in you, then you're just not fully present, right? And I was being funny and I was joking, but I was also being serious, because a lot of times I tell a lot of the people that I coach, if you're working out and you're thinking about the laundry that you have to do and the thing at work and the kids and and a million things,
then you're not really working
there's
out.
no way that you are fully present in your workout. You're moving, right? And there's some benefit to that, but there's just no way that you are fully getting the most out of that workout. And because you're not allowing that workout to fill your cup. The workout is for you. It's your time. It should benefit you. If you're curling or squatting or swinging a kettlebell and you've got a million things on your mind, there's no way that you're going all in on it. So you can't, and that's what I meant by that. Like, you just can't be putting max effort into that if you are thinking about something else. And there's no way that you're getting all of the benefit of it if you're thinking about something else. And I just see the same thing happening across the board with so many things, you know?
Right.
So even with something as simple as this event that we're hosting, a lot of times people get bits and pieces of it. And you know, one thing I caught people doing is we're talking about it and they're already coming up with reasons why they can't. You know, they didn't even finish hearing it out. Like, and they're already like, well, no, I can't do this and I can't do this. And like, okay.
And I say it all the time with the competition journey. I say it to people all the time, because we do take a lot of people, first timers, to the stage, right? That have never done anything like that are petrified of that journey. And I say it all the time. This is the most transformative journey, inside and out. You will get to the end of this journey, like from the day you decide till the day you step off stage. Every single day in between that, every single day in that journey will change you. And you will get to that end result and you will come out a different person. Not just from stepping on stage, from every day in that journey. You will be fully transformed inside and out if you let it. A lot of times people will go through that journey and they change. They are a different human. We see it all the time. It's the most glorious thing to watch. It's incredible. But we've seen a lot of people go through the same journey and not transform. Not physically, because if you're eating and you're training, you're gonna right? But internally, like if you are just getting through it, if you are just so focused on one thing and you're just getting through the days and getting through the workouts and getting through whatever, you will miss it. Like life, you will miss life, right? So it's like you will miss that transformation. You won't come out of that transformed internally, only externally. So it's the same thing. And it's all about either not fully paying attention, not being fully present, always trying to go to the next thing. And we're guilty of it too. Like, you know, we have to constantly catch that. But that's such an important thing since we got into that to catch, because it's life-changing, I think, to be present and to be fully aware of everything that we're doing. Obviously, sometimes we are rushed or we are stressed. Like, there's no way around that. But just in general, being present changes everything. So you're right. If everything that we've talked about, posted about, written, explained, if people don't truly understand, it's probably because they are moving too fast.
Right. And a lot of times, with really basic things, people come up with reasons why they can't do something instantaneously because they're just used to not doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's the reason people don't start working out. It's the reason people don't change the way that they're eating. It's the reason that people don't do a lot of things, because the idea of changing the routine or changing the pattern is so frightening sometimes, because like, oh, do something different. No, I can't.
Yeah.
You know,
even though I know that that's what I need and what I want, but it is scary. I mean, how many times do you have to tell someone, if you do what you always done, you're going to get what you always got.
Right.
In order for things to change,
you gotta
things
change.
need to change. You
Right.
need to change. But it is a hard concept, even for the people that are seeking.
Well, I'll tell
change.
you this, like, and I don't want the conversation to go in a different way, but as we run our business and as we study,
people, humans.
well, I was going to say marketing.
Oh, okay.
As we look at marketing, right? One of the things that a lot of marketers teach is that the amount of times a consumer needs to see something now is so much higher, because there's so much stuff being thrown your way, that in order for people in order for a business to grab your attention, you need to see it more than 30 times.
Isn't that nuts?
So what does that tell you? Like,
30
in order for
times.
a business to even capture a little bit of your attention, they've got to be in your face more than 30 times. So it's a testament to how all over the place a lot of people are, most of us.
Yep.
Right?
Our attention span.
Our attention is in a lot of different directions. But
it's funny because people blame their kids. My kids don't have any attention span. Like, neither do you.
Yeah. Other show.
Yeah.
Talk about you and your kids.
A whole show.
And a whole show.
Yep.
But even in this community, like our community, where you're all here, like we talk about health, we talk about working out and eating and contests and all of that stuff. Even here in this community, it's difficult for people to really focus on the thing that they are supposed to be focusing on, because they're being thrown in so many different directions.
Yeah.
So even when opportunity presents itself, a lot of times you let it walk you by, because you just don't want to deviate from the norm. Yeah. Listen, I'll tell you, it is okay to do something that's different. It's okay to cancel plans because you're going to do something to improve yourself. Yeah. It's okay to take 48 hours or a weekend for you, whether that be a retreat of some kind, a lecture that you're going to attend, a course. It's okay to want to improve. And I think that these days, a lot of the stuff that's being thrown your way is to be content where you are.
Other show.
And that'll be another show. But it's okay to want to get better.
It's not only okay, it's necessary.
And it's okay to want to improve. One of the best things I ever heard was from Tony Robbins. It's like, if you're not growing, you're dying. Yeah. And if you look, like I'm looking outside and you see all these plants, right? Look at the plants, look at the earth, right? If these plants are not growing, then what's happening? Yeah. They're just not sitting still. These trees continue to grow, whether it be, the roots or whether it be the actual tree, like they continue to grow.
Yes.
There are seasons for everything, and maybe it's not season for oranges year round, but there are seasons for everything, and you still got to continue to nurture and feed, right?
I was going to say that orange tree might not give you fruit year round, but it's always doing something.
So same thing with you guys. If you are not improving, if you are not growing, then unfortunately you are dying.
What is he doing?
Pesticide, I think.
Sorry, we're live.
Way to like.
Sorry. I was like, why is he spraying stuff on the plants? We're talking about the plants, so I'm looking at the plants.
So even with that, right? Even within the parameters of what I'm talking about, maybe immersion's not for everybody. Maybe spending the weekend with us, eating the right way, going out to dinner and working out is not for everybody. But the idea of you doing something for you to make yourself better, that is for everybody. Yes. Because no matter where you are at whatever point in life you're in. Working on you means that you show up better for you, and if you show up better for you, you show up better for everybody else.
Everybody else. It spills over.
We talk about it all the time. We talk about it all the time.
Yes.
So I think that was a great segue for us to come back. We do want to do a lot more shows. And even today, like I told her, I'm like, we keep saying that we're going to do more shows, and we just don't.
Yeah.
But we are officially committing to doing more shows.
Yes.
And I think that one of the things that we want to do more of is all those things that we just said, like, oh, that's another show. Oh, that's another show. We want to do a lot more of those. Like, we want to talk about
random
things that people don't want to talk about. We have a lot to say.
We do.
We have a lot of opinions. And we want to talk about all of them.
Yes. I'm actually going to watch this back and write down every time that we said, that's another show. That's another show.
No.
Literally make a list.
Listen, you'd be surprised how much we observe and watch people. Because one of the things that one of my, I guess, 6 human needs is the need to communicate. So I am very cautious with my language, but I observe a lot of language, and I observe a lot of the things that people say, and how it doesn't match with the things that they do. It's one of my favorite things also. So we can talk about that too.
In
addition to a lot of other
communication and language.
Oh,
your
it'd
favorite.
be a great show.
It's like
anyway, happy Friday, everybody.
Yes,
I hope that you guys
we'll be back after
enjoy
Immersion
your
Weekend.
weekend. We will be back after Immersion Weekend.
For sure.
If anybody has questions about Immersion Weekend, it is next week.
Yep. Have one spot left.
Reach out.
Yep.
Reach out. You can make it wherever you're at.
We'd love to have you.
So, last thing. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, or
do the thing.
If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you're listening, do the thing that you're supposed to do. Yeah. Everyone says like and subscribe, comment, share. There's a lot of things that you're supposed to do that we're not really good at doing. But you guys should do it.
Do the thing, guys. Like, subscribe, share. What do people do here? Talk about it.
So do those things. Enjoy your weekend.
Yes.
Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of April, because May is almost here.
Oh my God. And it's your birthday month.
I'm going to be 21 this year.
Birthday month.
Peace out.
Bye.